Okay, testing the internet now. Welcome guys to another stream. I'm ready to do some more art. Hopefully the bitrate will hold up okay. I know a few of you are already here and I greatly appreciate it. If you've seen my Instagram story, you know that I'm kind of in a JDM mood today, so we're gonna do some car drawing. I've got actually quite a list of stuff I've got to draw now, but I definitely want to hit this one up because this one I want to get done digitally, and yeah, it'd be cool to get working on it. So yeah, thanks everyone for dropping in. I hope the bitrate holds up today, and feel free to chat, ask me any questions, or if you're just gonna lurk, that's fine too. But yeah, so hopefully I've got the next few hours to just work on this and hopefully get the majority of it done, because yeah, it's quite a cold and gloomy day today, so I figured it was a perfect opportunity to get some of my work done, and then when I head out later, I'll know that I've made some great progress. So hopefully the audio levels are good. I might need to tweak that a bit more. Just let me know, guys. Alright, yeah. Hopefully it sounds good. Please, let me know. Right, let me bring up the decibels a bit more. Is that better? I think I had some background noise last time, which is why I turned it down so much. Hopefully that's good now. I've got my canvas ready. 2, 3, 4. I think I'm just going to play my own music for now, but if there's enough demand, we'll switch over to song requests. Just want to make sure everything's stable. Right, so what we will be drawing in question, I will get a reference image up. I have one on my phone as well. I could maybe give a bit of backstory to this, but I kind of been getting a lot of various Instagram posts lately from, I guess, different car owners, and one of the ones that I got just kind of intrigued me because, you know, it looked like a really nice looking Celica, and then the other day I actually saw it in the wild on the street, and I thought, oh, that was really cool. I thought it was kind of meant to be that I saw it, and then I went and saw the real thing just when I was out about walking around. I did not expect to find it. It was very shocking. So the car in question is a Toyota Celica. I don't really know my Celica versions too much, but it's one of the later ones, the ones that are really sleek and angled. It's a really pretty car, and I think the red really complements it. So we're gonna go for a red one. And, you know, I need to draw some more interesting colours like red and stuff. I do a lot of blue and green and purple and whatnot, so it's nice to kind of do the opposite side of the colour wheel now. And because I coincidentally found it in the wild, I took photos of it, but I've also grabbed some reference images off of Instagram itself, just so I've got more pictures to work with. Just lost the photo, but yeah, we're gonna... So basically I'm gonna have my phone next to me as well to help me with the reference, and then I'll have one on the screen too, just so I can capture the different angles. I'm kind of thinking I want to do just more so an angle where, you know, we show off, I guess, the front quarter panel, just to give it a bit of a different pose to what I usually do. And, you know, if it winds up looking good enough, I could pop it on a t-shirt, and I think it'll look pretty creative. It'll look nice. Okay, so that's the night photos. I have some day photos here, but they're really reflective. I didn't really capture the photos the best, but this is why I've also grabbed the Instagram photos, because they would have had less reflection and whatnot. Okay, so I'm gonna have to plan this out, which is gonna be a bit funny. Okay. I'm gonna close Firefox as well. It's distracting me a bit. There we go. So, as far as I'm aware, chat should be able to see this. We're going to use Fire Alpaca again today. I think my peacock drawing that I did in the program worked really well. So I'm just going to use it again today. I was really happy with how it worked out. There are less brush options than some other art programs, but I think I was able to do some cool stuff with it. And basically, I can then put this into a vectoring program later, i.e. Illustrator or Inkscape. I've used Inkscape before. That one's good. Some people use Affinity, but I've never used Affinity. But yeah, Inkscape's a good one. Okay, so this is the car in question. I'm probably not going to do this exact pose, but just so we have something to work with. It's a really lovely photo of it along Lake Orchid. Really scenic. But yeah, now we gotta try and bring it over into the frame. Just so I can have it on the same page. Yep. Oh, that's a pretty small image. That's fine. Just something I can have in the corner. Doesn't matter what corner, but I'm right-handed, so I tend to lean my drawings to the left a bit as a result. Okay, I don't know why it did that. Come back. I guess I didn't save the selection. Yeah, I didn't save the selection. Whoopsie. Okay, there we go. Lock layer. Because I want to have more of a focus on its quarter panel, so I've got a different photo as well. But this one's giving me a better choice of lighting. My phone won't auto-rotate, leave it like that. Okay. I think I'm gonna have a fair few layers doing this, but yeah, I need to plan it out, you know. Especially with something. I chose a tricky angle. I'm not doing the same angle as the reference image, so I chose kind of a tricky angle because I want to focus on the front quarter panel. I think it'll look nice. Otherwise, yeah, the angle from this photo is also good. But I feel like I've done stuff like that before, so I am challenging myself a bit. And if it works out too tricky, I can just go back to that one. But I want to try and make myself do it. So I need to just block it all in first. This is definitely going to be challenging for me because I feel that wheels and rims are just really difficult to get right. and since I'm going to be focusing so much on the quarter panel, I have to pay extra care. So that's a rough idea. There's a spoiler back here. There's a window here somewhere. It's just gonna look super rough. But I think I think we're off to a good start. So yeah, I hope I'm balancing the audio correctly. Hopefully people can enjoy the music a bit without it drowning me out. They've got really cool front lights. They angle in an interesting way. Not quite as triangular as a 350Z, but still, like, it's definitely the kind of car that looks timeless. Like, it's hard to believe that this is a car from the, what was it, mid-2000s? But it still looks like something really sleek that could be made today. Even though a lot of modern cars tend to look a bit boring in my opinion, they all tend to follow the same design philosophy. Probably because engineers are focusing on just making a car engineering friendly and not necessarily just making it pretty. Sometimes it's an afterthought. Not every company, but sometimes it's an afterthought. But that's just my opinion. Not to say that there aren't bad modern cars, it's just... I definitely know what I like. And clearly other people think the same, otherwise they wouldn't be still buying them and driving them. Yeah, these lights are going to be wrong until I fix it up later. But then there's a line here somewhere. There's like a scoop around here, like I don't know if a nose scoop is the right term, but there's like a scoop here. So I have to remember to draw that. And then there's also a roof scoop up here, a small one. I think people don't do roof scoops as often now. There's definitely people that are wanting to see a return of, I guess, the 2000s customization. It's a small one, it's nothing like too pronounced. And a bit of an indent like that, which you can't see too much in the photo, but yeah, it is there nonetheless. And there's these really big wheel arches. It looks like they've had extra parts added to it to give it a bit more of a flared look, I think. You know, you got like the little rivets and stuff in them. So it's definitely an interesting build. A side skirt thing. The wheel starts about here. It's gonna look really, really rough for now, but I don't want to get too worked up over that. And the rims kind of stick out. I forgot what that's called when they do that, but it's a pretty custom look where the rims stick out more than the tyres, so this is definitely different to what I've done in the past. But you can see more of the rim on this side, I guess. And then they're not regular spokes. I probably should have taken better photos of the wheels, but yeah, they don't have like a traditional spoke. They look kind of irregular, so that's definitely going to be a bit of a doozy. I think I'll have to draw, okay, I'll have to draw these separately. And then we'll skew them in. That might be the easier way to do it since it's digital art. Gotta give myself a bit of leeway to make it a bit easier for me. And then, yep, there's your tire bumps there. Let's see. And then it flares out the back too, so I have to... so this is why we drew these lines here, because it helps me figure out the where everything's supposed to go. And then you've got the windows, the mirrors. I think if I want to kind of mention a little bit of a tip that I was taught, which I do agree with, sometimes it feels weird to draw in like rear view mirrors because they feel a little bit out of place, like floppy ears. You're not alone in thinking that. Usually when designers draw concept cars, when they're designing new cars, that's usually one of the things that they leave out and add in last, because when they're designing the car, they don't really take that stuff into account in the early concept design. So if you look at like older concept designs for, I'm going to mention again the 350Z, for cars like that, in the first drawings they drew them without rear view mirrors, and it just looked really flowy and nice. And then when they go in later and refine the designs and also speak with engineers and stuff as to how to make the rear view mirrors work, they add them in later. So if it feels weird drawing them, you're not alone. It's actually like pretty common. So I usually just draw a little blob just so I know to add them in later, because it's pretty easy to forget them if you get lost in the drawing. It's definitely got some shape to it. I think the bodywork is gonna take some time, but I just want to map everything out. And this is allowed to stick out. It's coming along. Not bad. The skirt kind of digs in a bit this way. It's definitely a clean build. I'm still just shocked that I found the car in the wild, because you know you see it on the internet and you think, oh, that's cool, but then you just kind of assume you're never going to see it like in real life. And then coincidentally I did, and I went, yeah, okay, I gotta draw it now. I'm not sure what that's back there. Is there an extra... Yeah, I didn't take photos of the rear of the car. There's an extra bit sticking out that you can't see in the photos. I'm not sure what that is. Is there an extra, like... Because that's not part of the spoiler. The spoiler goes on the bottom. If I were to zoom in maybe I can explain. You can't really see it here, but I guess, yeah, this bit. Because this is the spoiler, right? I guess I can't really draw there, but the spoiler's here, and then there's an extra bit in the back here. I guess it's like a little flared bit. I don't really know what part that is. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you. Oh yeah, we need to save our work. Gotta make a document, otherwise what are we doing here? We're gonna lose the document if we're not careful. Please save your work. Okay, we'll put it here. Just name the file. Do _A. Just give it a version number, just in case. There we go. Heck, I've really... yeah, this is already shaping up. I'll take some progress shots as well for upload for later. Unlock my phone. Where to go, where to go, where's the photo, where's the photo? I've taken all sorts of pictures recently. Nature, cars, everything, you name it. Was it this shot or was it this shot? I think it was this shot because... yeah, it's this one. Again, I think I like it because it kind of encourages me to do a more challenging angle where I actually have to focus on the wheels. Okay, that whole piece is like a riveted panel. So this whole bit here, like there, it's like there actually, not, yeah. This whole piece is like a riveted section. Alright, the roost scoop needs to move up because the angle is wrong. It's fine, let it be messy. It's the whole point of a sketch, is to be messy. Oh, this is so messy. let me clean this up just a bit. Hello, Epsilon. Yes, welcome in. Doing good, doing good. We're just working on some art today. I basically watch a bunch of influencers on Instagram on occasion, you know, they show off their cars and stuff, and then randomly I found one of them the other day, like I found his car in the wild, and I took photos and I thought, yeah, I have to draw it. I think if I do post this, he definitely wouldn't have seen that one coming. Just running into a random artist. I don't know, it's just good to get inspired, get some inspiration. When motivation strikes, you gotta, I don't know, channel it. I wanted to make a Devil May Cry joke about Virgil and be like, now I'm really motivated. And then this funny little scoop nose bit, it looks better in the... It's supposed to look messy. I've got to keep it messy for now. I do apologise if it's got a bit of a hum. Just trying to plan where this piece goes. It's like here. I think the headlight needs to move. It's not matching the way I want it to. Okay, so we might just have to rub this bit out. Unless I grab... Did I accidentally swipe the wrong image? My phone's locked again. That's the only annoying thing. My phone keeps locking, and every time I unlock it, I lose the image. It's this one because that reflects here. Okay. I'm gonna get a bit confused. Back to the pen. Saw car and said in Peter Griffin's voice, I have to draw you. Yeah. Pretty much me, Epsilon. Pretty much me. Sometimes I have all the motivation, but I have the artist block. Sorry, not the writer's block, but the artist block. And then sometimes I don't have the artist block, but then, you know, do you have the motivation to actually draw in the first place? I've been given a few different things that I could potentially draw, but this is definitely like I've got put higher on the list because I just thought it's really cool. I have to do this one first. The other drawings I think will be a lot quicker. Might be able to do them another day. I think we're just gonna not draw the headlight at all yet. I'm just gonna map out the panels because I think I'm getting a bit confused. So, because the headlight's about here, basically. I already mentioned there's some cool looking headlights. I think that's closer to how it's supposed to be, and then it's about here, I think. Scoop starts about here, and it kind of finishes over here. Are there slits in it? Looks like it, yeah, there's a couple of slits in there. You can only see the one from this side, about here. I probably should have taken like some more close-up shots of the actual parts of the car when I saw it, but I kind of didn't want to be that weirdo who sits out the front taking pictures of some stranger's car and then getting caught, and then someone saying like, yo, what are you doing in front of my car? So... it's always that thing, isn't it? It's like... you just don't want to look like a weirdo sitting there taking pictures. But at the same time, it's like, yeah. For something like a car, I have to get reference image. For certain other things like animals, you know, if they're moving around, it doesn't bother me too much because I've drawn enough animals now where even if they're not standing still and they're kind of just quietly roaming around the area, I can still draw. But it's a bit harder with something like a car. There's so many angles to take into consideration. You can't really see where the scoop kind of cuts off, I think, because of the angle of the reflection there. So this bit we just have to assume is all black. And then there's a little bit, okay, so map that back here. There's a little bit of a bump from where the headlight is. Headlight. Make some little notes to myself or I will forget. And then we need to fix this front bit because it's getting a little bit squished. Any mistakes, just chalk it up to artist discretion. Yeah, there is, you know, there is definitely there definitely can be some stylistic discretion, but no, I think I'll be fine, considering I think I've come a long way with vehicle drawing. I used to, if I look back at a lot of my older car drawings, I used to have them really squished. Like, they looked kind of chibi because I would draw them too short, or I would draw the wheels too big, or something like that. Mistakes, changes, lack of good references, very much so. I've taken different shots of the front of the car and they're all slightly different angles, so sometimes the phone will swipe to the wrong one and it's confusing me a bit, but it's fine. This is why I'm spending so much time on the sketch, because then I can, you know, once we've got the basis of it down, I can just, you know, throw it into Illustrator or Inkscape or whatever and then just make some pretty lines. I don't have to be steady right now, I just want to make the shape make sense. So I think this will look really cool once it's like, if it's like vectored and then has a bit of like a splash, like a graffiti type splash. You know, we keep it cel shaded. It would look really cool. I don't know, I would totally, like, print this on a red t-shirt and I would wear it. Not to toot my own horn, but, like, you know, like, I don't know, I just really like cel-shaded artwork on t-shirts. It looks cool. I happily would buy another artist's stuff for that same reason. I guess yeah, there's a rego plate here, or a license plate as you Americans call it. Right here. I slightly cut off the thing with the photo, so this corner I don't have a good reference of this corner. Let me look at the reference image up here. Would it be here in Ohio? Plate is not required. You don't need plates in Ohio? Really? I never knew that. Jump scared by ads? Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for sticking through them. Front plates still need the rear. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting, Ohio. Man, all this Yuzo Koshiro is just hitting me in the feels. I mean, I am playing music from a racing game, so it's very fitting. Okay, trying to line up the rearview mirror is a bit tricky, but I will get it. It's just, I think I've angled it too high up. So rather than redrawing it 10 times, I'm gonna try and skew it. just trying to fix up these side skirts. I've actually got a fair bit of angles going on. Welcomed home by your cat. Oh, that's always nice. Hello, Artsy. Yes, it is. I'm doing great. Working on a car, as you can see, a Toyota Celica. Or Celica, how do people pronounce it? I don't know. Celica, same thing. I've seen this car pop up a lot on Instagram along with some other people, but then I found this one in the wild and I thought, okay, this is a sign from the art gods that I need to draw. So here we are. And it's come along really well, I think. I was just fixing up the side skirts now. Basically, I want to smash out the whole sketch and then perhaps go into maybe Illustrator or something later and do some vectoring. Maybe. I think it would look cool if I vector it. Otherwise, yeah, I like how sketchy it's looking as well, but I think it might be cool to vector it and then do some like cell shade colouring. We'll see. Just woke up? Okay, well, I think it's really cool that you popped in to say hello, even though you're probably still half asleep. But thank you. When I wake up early, I like to see who's live because it's usually people I'm not able to catch that often. Ah, true. I'm technically in a different time zone at the moment, Artsy, because I've been getting around, but that's been pretty cool. I guess during this time that I've been streaming in a different time slot, I've been able to catch up with more people I haven't seen in a while, and meet some new streamers. I've met a couple European streamers lately, which has been neat. This was just purely to blob the colour out. I wanted to vector this, meaning that there's probably not much point me colouring it in now. But this looks cool even as is, I think. It's super sketchy. I guess sometimes they do sketchy stuff on a t-shirt. I'm kind of afraid that if I would put this on a t-shirt, it just wouldn't print correctly. That's just my fear. But yeah, if I do this like vectored, so I was inspired by this influencer. I feel weird using that word, but that's more or less what the case was. I'm kind of inspired by this influencer's car. You know, it's a Toyota Celica, and it got a nice colour. The red was it really popped. It really spoke to me. So I thought it'd be cool to draw it. And even just as is, I think it's really shaping up to look like a cool drawing. But yeah, I had every intention of having some tidier line work and then just making it look cell shaded. You know, a little bit of inspiration from like cell shaded and manga, and just having it look like, have it really pop. In theory. But yeah, it's not supposed to be this pose. I have another pose that's on my phone. Like, I have an actual photo I took of the car, because I found it IRL by accident, and I thought that would, I like that pose more because it challenges me more. Like, I hate drawing rims because they're always just the trickiest part. But I think they look okay. I will have to maybe go and take photos of the car's rims, or find pictures of the rims at a side view, and draw them that way, and then I'll skew them at the right angle, because if I draw them like this, I think they're going to look so wonky. I think it's better if I, like, you know, call it cheating if you will, but it's going to be digital art anyway. I might as well make my life a bit easier and do like a normal just face-on drawing of the rims, and then using, you know, tools in the program, we can just skew them. Hashtag influence. I am indeed influenced. I am inspired and influenced, yeah. Kitty says good morning. Oh, good morning to your kitty cat. Good morning to all the pets that are secretly watching my streams. the canines, the felines, the I don't know, the vermins, the birds, everyone. Ah, dang it. Well, I appreciate you sticking through the ad. I'm gonna try and, I'm gonna have to open up the internet again, or I'll just do it on my phone. Cause I've got Instagram on my phone, but I'm not logged in on the computer, so I'll try and go to his page. Japan. Or was it Japan dot? I think it was Japan dot. Yeah, Japan dot. Okay, he's actually, yep, there he is. Are there any side shots of the rims? There should be. Yeah, this'll do. I'm gonna try and do a screenshot on my phone so I can get a good angle. The photo is actually backwards, but we'll flip it. Nope, phone won't let me do it. Phone wouldn't let me do it. This angle's pretty decent. Okay, it's just the annoying thing of I can't zoom in on the phone and take the screenshot at the same time, apparently. So that's... Just give me the photo. Oh wait, that's literally a photo of the rims there. Perfect, we'll use that. Kuruma. Yokoso Komurasaki-san. O genki desu ka? Keiku-san duro no Toyota Jerika. Prr prr. Toyota Shirika no duro shimasu. I don't know if there's a word for draw in Japanese. Still got a lot to learn. Welcome back. I finally got a reference image on my phone, so I'm gonna try and... I'm gonna have to do another layer for this. Okay, lock the layer. And... do another layer. Do rims. Eigo sugoi. Arigatou gozaimashita. Let's turn the thing down. Let's do some drawing. Scout to destroy. Oops, I'm still on the wrong brush, silly Billy. I think the default was 15. No, or 10. Something like that. Yep. Okie doke. Go back to black. It's a sketch anyway, so... Kakkoi. Arigatou, tomodachi. Hai, Toyota no kakkoi. I guess I'll try and... yeah. So that would be the thickness of it, right? There's obviously a middle section of the... these are where the bolts are. They've got 5 bolts. That's what I mean, it's a really weird shape. So it's definitely harder to do. So I'm gonna draw it front on, and then when I skew it, it should make sense. It's not like your traditional, like when I draw cars, you know, just as a rough sketch, when I'm not considering the rims that they've used personally, I'll usually just go with the classic 5-spoke or 6-spoke rims. But they can honestly get kind of tedious, so this is definitely different. I think it's like that, and then oh, this is tricky. This is definitely tricky. All right, what if we do some selection tool? We copy pasta that, and we... is that gonna work? I don't know. Will that work? Good question. Perhaps. Give myself a guideline so I don't go out of the lines. Something like that. It's just a weird shape. They're really weird shapes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little bit cheeky here, just to try and make it work. Okay, I didn't space this out correctly, so I'm gonna have to move them around just to make sure I get all 6 pieces in, because there are 6 spokes. I put spokes in quotations because of how irregular the rim is, but yeah, I want to try and make enough space so that they're all even, so it's gonna take me a bit. It's gonna be a little bit tedious, but it'll be worth it. Alright, I think I got it. I'm happy with that. Now, obviously, I'm gonna make a duplicate so that when I start playing around with skewing, I still have an original that I can use, just in case if I stuff this up. Okay, that's one minor mistake, is that when I was skewing it, I didn't actually look at the reference image to see if I've matched it up correctly. It's more or less how it is. It's not going to be exactly like the photo anyway. Something almost related to this is that the other day I drew someone's car Sona hanging out with Mater. I kind of forgot that that's a thing, but I mean, yeah, those are a thing. They were just hanging out with Mater. I guess that's kind of charming that there's cars nerds out there that have car Sonas. I think that matches nicely, and then for the back one, we shall do this again. And we shall mess with this one a bit more, because this is a tight one in the corner. Heck yeah, this was way smarter. Otherwise I was just going to sit here and waste an entire hour doing rims when I literally could just draw one of them and then use the Control and Alt keys to do some flipping and skewing and whatnot. Majority of art programs have this feature. If you're drawing on a tablet, iPad type thing, then there's probably like a tool that would do that type of thing. I don't know what it would be called, but there would be something that you could use. Did I accidentally scribble there? Or is that from the sketch? I did accidentally scribble. Hang on. Or is that from my reference? Yeah, that's from my reference. Okay, so if I bring this back and we drag that all the way up and get rid of the ref. Yeah, they're the wrong colour compared to the sketch. I mean, they're much more lightly done. But that's okay. Ooh, Overdrive Neurotransmitters. Yeah, these songs have funny names. That ought to do it. We do the same thing this one. Duplicate, merge. That's the front. That's the rear. Oh, let's go. Let's go, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we done it. That works out nicely. try and take some more progress shots. Take another shot here. I'm just taking some progress screenshots for my portfolio, but that's not going to capture on screen, so just have to take my word for it. Alright. Cool, not bad, and that took me, okay, almost 2 hours, but it was, yeah, even if I, hour and a half? Yeah, hour and a half, we'll say. Hour and a half to get the shape right, but again, it's a car. They need extra special attention in my opinion, because of how intricate they can get. Especially this one with the these panels that are kind of riveted on, probably to give it the flared wheel arch look and the side skirts and all these other bits and bobs, as we would say. I definitely want to keep working on this, but I'm also getting hungry. That's the problem, is I've started the stream, but like an hour and a half ago. But now I need to eat, so I might have to end the stream and then restart the stream, because I don't want to keep you guys on the line for so long, because it'll have to be a longer lunch break. So I just don't want you guys sitting around just looking at nothing. So I might have to restart the stream in maybe, I don't know, half an hour or so. If you guys are still around for that, to watch me do the rest of this. Otherwise, yeah. Great progress. I'm really happy with this. I will be working on this some more. I do want to get this done. Hopefully today. If not, I'll have to come back and do this again. I don't know, but I really want to do this. It's just, yeah, I'm actually really, really hungry. I was just wanting to get this, get at a good spot where I can call this, you know, progression, you know, like set myself a milestone where I have to get this certain amount done before I can eat. But I should definitely eat. Enjoy the food. Thank you. Yes, it is very cold here and I'd like to get some warm grub in me. So, if I see you guys when I get back, that'll be cool. If not, then please have a pleasant morning, afternoon, or evening.